picking up audio too.
Yeah.
Maybe I will. No promises.
All right, ball's on the center mark. We are almost ready to go. College Heights working right to left. Looks like Logan-Rogersville will be taking the opening kickoff. Number 3 for Logan-Rogersville, Joel Sue, the senior, will be doing the kickoff. Stuart McDonald, number 11, on the left side of the circle, is going to be one of the scoring impacts for Logan-Rogersville. Finley Smith, a freshman, is on the right side. And Dustin Stewart, also a freshman. So the right side is 2 freshmen up front. Game is underway. Ball played in, good through ball. He's on, takes one more touch. Boney comes up, and a quick goal for Logan-Rogersville. Wildcats take an early lead, 1-0. Clock restarting. Schumacher on the ball. Clevenger gets a touch. Clevenger pokes through. Hamlin steps in and gets a touch. All the way into the box. Hamlin in front to defend. Shot by McDonald. Good block by Boney. And they get it out to the far side. Stewart sends it down the right line. And out of bounds throw in for the Wildcats. Thrown into the box, gets through. Beatty's there to clear it away. Jackson steps in and pokes it up to Clevenger, over to Youngberg. Youngberg leaves it for Schumacher. Schumacher, looking for some space, gives it to Jackson in the middle of the field. Stolen away by the Wildcats. That's number 19, Finley Smith, on the ball. Drops it back to his back line. Send into the middle. Jackson's there to clear wide and throw in for the Wildcats. Throwing down the far side. Joel Sue gets it and turns into the middle. Clevenger hustles back and gets a touch to clear. Shot on goal by number 19, Finley Smith, with his left foot over the goal. Goal kick for the Cougars. Calandro takes the goal kick into the middle of the field. Rogersville possesses. Sue gets it and tries to turn. Calandro prevents the turn. McDonald on the ball. Sent in by Stewart on the far left side. Across the box, Clevenger's there to clear with his head. To Standifer. Youngberg comes in and dislodges the ball. Clevenger's there to poke it forward. Ball sent down the line, back cut across the middle. Schumacher steps in, gets a touch, but can't control it. Fight for the ball on the right side and goes out of bounds. Looks like it'll be a throw in for the Cougars. Some discussion there between the AR and the center ref, and ruled Cougar ball. Calandra comes over to take the throw in. Down the near line. Clevenger gets a good touch with his head forward. Schumacher pokes it back for Youngberg to run under. Youngberg gets there first, takes it wide to the corner, looking to cut back, looking for some help, cuts it across the box. Wildcats are there to defend. Back to the middle. Sue gets it, plays it wide to number 22, Easton Hampton. Hampton carrying down the left side. Stewart there, or Hamlin there in defense, played to the top of the box. Calandra's in front. Sue gets through, played across. Nato clears. Sent in, and Boney's there for the save. Boney throws it out far side to Stewart, bounces over his head, and will be a throw in for the Wildcats. Wildcats down the far side. Schumacher gets a touch. Up to Stewart. Back to Rogersville. Wildcats possession on the far side, sent across the top. Finley Smith gets it stolen by Clevenger. Clevenger running, looking for a Youngberg to support. Clevenger cuts back to the middle, gets it cleared away. Jackson's there for the touch. Wildcats back in possession, play the through ball to Sue. Calandra's there for a touch. Sent back in by McDonald. Chased to the far side, and it looks like we got a flag up for offside. We'll bring it back to about the 40-yard line.
Good opportunity, boys. Let's go.
Calandra will take the free kick for the Cougars. Youngberg and Clevenger up top. Calandra drives it in. Clevenger's there to get a touch back to the middle. Jackson comes over. McDonald on the ball for the Wildcats. Sends a through ball. Looks like it's going to get all the way into the box, and Boney's there to scoop it up. Boney punts it high into the middle of the field. Schumacher tries to get a touch. Gets back to the ball. Plays into some space and looks to cut it back. Gets it stolen from behind by number 2, Connor Stewart. Up ahead, Nato's there to clear. Calandra pokes it forward to Hunter's feet. Ball played through. Calandra tries to clear. And Boney comes up to play it. We'll clear it out to the sideline for a throw-in for the Wildcats. Stewart receives it up to the top of the box. Schumacher comes to challenge. Shot on goal, goes wide. And goal kick for the Cougars. Notably missing from the starting lineup tonight are William Nelson, Gavin Dahl, and Noah Haley, all on the bench at the moment. Also, Michael Perigin and Max Anredder are gone from the game tonight at a cross-country meet. Calandra sends the ball to the middle of the field, headed down by the Wildcats. Calandra comes back to win it, left foot up ahead. Number 24, McClellan, heads it back into the middle of the field. Wildcats in possession. That's number 2, Connor Stewart. Through to Smith. Smith puts a through ball up ahead to McDonald, takes the shot, and great save by Boney to save a goal. Corner kick for the Wildcats.
You guys do pick a corner, buddy.
Finley Smith over on the near side for the corner. Sends it in with his left short. That's into the box. Clevenger clears it. Shot goes over, and goal kick for the Cougars. Calandra takes the free kick into the middle of the field. The goal kick, I'm sorry, in the middle of the field. Schumacher's there, heads it down to Youngberg. Stewart steps in and gets the touch. Nato comes over to challenge Dustin Stewart, and out of bounds throw in for the Wildcats. A free kick called. He sends it all the way across the box, and out of play, goal kick the result for the Cougars. Calandro takes the goal kick up into the middle. Schumacher tries to head it up to Youngberg. Stewart gets touched back to Zach Hunter. Hunter trying to get into space. Stolen away by Rogersville. Wildcats over to the near side. And throwing for the Cougars into the middle for Schumacher. Schumacher gets tackled by McDonald. Pass ahead, stolen away by Calandro. Hamlin gets a touch, stolen away by Hampton. Hampton on the far side, making a run. Sends it in a little early, and Boney's there to clean it up. Boney punts it away to the middle of the field. Clevenger and Notham challenge for the ball. Cougars send it up ahead. Youngberg's running for it. Youngberg gets there first, looking to play it across, looking for support. Youngberg plays it back. Still on possession. Looking to cut it in, deflected away by number 10, Hensley, and out of bounds for a corner kick for the Cougars. Youngberg sends the corner in. It's a good ball. Connor Stewart got up there to get the touch. Played up ahead. Sue's there. And good job by Calandro heading that out of play to kill the threat. Wildcats will get the throw in. Notham over for the throw in. Up to Sue off the shoulder. Into the middle for McDonald. Schumacher in front. McDonald plays it to Sue. He gets into the box. Calandro's there. Too heavy on the touch. And out of bounds. Goal kick for the Cougars. Calandro takes the goal kick, sends it to the far side. Wildcats first to touch. McDonald in possession. Sends it forward to Hampton. Hampton on the far side. Sends it across the box. Good touch into the middle, but nobody's there to finish, and Clevenger gets it and clears. Clevenger up ahead to Youngberg. Youngberg will chase. Played up ahead and cleared away by Goodson. Hamlin's there to get possession. Hamlin plays it wide, and out of play, throw in for the Wildcats. McDonald heads it forward. Hampton runs under it. Played back to McDonald. Takes the shot, and another good save by Justin Boney. Corner kick for the Wildcats. Finley Smith on the corner. Looks like he's got some support coming up. Matthias Notham comes short. He sends it all the way across the box. Calandro's there, goes off his shoulder. Headed in for the goal by Connor Stewart. And the Wildcats now lead 2-0.
Way to put it back, Stu. Nice job, Connor.
Cougars will restart play with Youngberg taking the kickoff. Played back into possession for Beatty. Stolen away by the Wildcats. Played wide to Hampton. Hampton gets challenged by Rush Stewart. Hampton gets around and gets through to Sue. Sue one touches down to the corner, and nobody's there from the Wildcats. Beatty's there to clear it away and throw in for the Wildcats.
Double flick.
Connor Stewart throws it into Sue. Played back to the back line. Schumacher challenges ball. Youngberg steps in and dislodges. Rush Stewart gets to the ball and gets a touch. Chase Hampton plays it in. Jackson's there and sends it forward, but out of play. Spencer Jackson's down. Looks like he hurt his knee. And they're going to stop the clock for an injury timeout. Noah Haley subs into the game for the Cougars. Restart for the Wildcats. Played to the back. Down the line, Hunter gets a touch. Schumacher comes in and steals the ball, looking for Youngberg. Schumacher looking to get to some space. Connor Stewart's able to steal. Schumacher back to the ball. Plays it across, stolen away by the back line, number 18, Chase Hampton. Hampton sending it through all the way into the box, and Boney's there in the box to receive it. Boney punts a low ball into the middle, bounces over Schumacher's head. Touched by Stewart. Connor Stewart on the ball, sends it wide. Hampton lost his foot, and Hamlin's there to send it back to Beatty. Beatty clears. And throw in for, let's see, I guess Beatty's clear was deflected by the Wildcats, so throw in for the Cougars. Beatty comes over to take the throw in. On the far sideline, headed back. Beatty pops it up into the air, headed into the middle. Wildcats in possession, number 19, Finley Smith. Up ahead to Dustin Stewart. Down the line on the overlap for Matthias Notham, but he can't get there in time. Out of bounds, throwing for the Cougars. Edgar Nato comes over for the throw in. Throws it into Clevenger. Clevenger tries to turn. Stolen away by the Wildcats. Sue gets position. Calandra fights back to get into space. Sue gets a shot across the box. Still in play. Out of play now on the last touch will be a goal kick for the Cougars. And 1, 2, 3, 4 subs coming in for the Wildcats. Calandro takes the goal kick up ahead to the right side, but before the whistle was ready, so we'll restart on the goal kick. Calandro takes the kick up ahead. Clevenger tries to get a touch over his head into the middle of the field. McDonald there for the Wildcats, stolen away by Beatty. Beatty pokes it back into the middle. Connor Stewart on the ball, plays it wide to 18, Chase Hampton. Hampton through to the line for McDonald. McDonald into some space. Plays it far side. Cut back to the top for McDonald. McDonald turns, gets to the top. Clevenger comes in to challenge. McDonald plays it back. Across to the near side for Notham. Over to number 9, that's Malcolm Jones. Jones plays it back to Notham.
Swing
And
it,
all the way
swing
back
it.
to McClellan. McClellan switches the field to Hampton. I'm sorry, that's number 10, Riley Hensley. And played all the way back to the keeper, Goodson, at the top of the box. Youngberg will challenge. Into the middle of the field as the Wildcats are using some space. Played up to ahead. Hamlin gets a touch and leaves it for Beatty. Beatty sends it out of play. And throw in for the Wildcats. Hampton throws it in the middle of the field. Calanders there, heads it forward. Rush Stewart challenges back. Rogersville in possession. Into the box. Beatty leaves it for Calander, who's able to clear. Youngberg challenges back and wins. Into some space for Clevenger. Clevenger on the quick challenge from the Wildcats. Hamlin back to the ball in the corner of the box. Gets it stolen away by Jason, we'll say. And out of play, corner kick for the Wildcats. .33 Noah Jones over on the far side for the corner. Actually, Connor Stewart's going to come over and take it. Connor plays it in. Backside, header is there for Malcolm Jones, but can't get it on frame, and goal kick for the Cougars. Calandra back for the goal kick. Calandra plays it into the middle of the field. Headed forward by Connor Stewart. Played with his chest, Jason. And Schumacher gets back the ball, plays it up ahead for Youngberg to run under. Youngberg hustles to it, but out of play, and throw in for the Wildcats. Hampton with the throw in down the far side. Hamlin's there. Wildcats possess. Down the far side, Hamlin stays in front. Cut to the edge. Beatty steps in and deflects Hamlin to the ball. Hamlin plays it down the far side. Rush Stewart there. Connor Stewart for the Wildcats for the throw-in, and he'll actually leave it for Hampton. Hampton plays it up ahead for Jason to challenge, and good job of shielding by Calandro. Goal kick for the Cougars. Calandro up to Clevenger. Clevenger settles it with his chest. Plays it across to Schumacher. Schumacher looking for some space. Stolen away by the Wildcats. Over to Hunter. Hunter to Clevenger. Clevenger carries it back to Schumacher in the middle. Schumacher looking to switch the field over to Haley. Haley one touch. McDonald steals. Connor Stewart on the ball. Plays it forward. Back to McDonald. McDonald in possession. Chips it over to the far side for Malcolm Jones, but Jones is offside. And free kick for the Cougars. Clock is stopped with 18:25 as we're going to take a hydration break. All right, we're about ready to restart play. Players are back on the field, 18:25 on the clock, waiting for the restart. Youngberg telling the top line to move up. And we are back to action. Clock started. Youngberg plays the free kick in. Won by McDonald in the middle of the field. Youngberg steps up to challenge. McDonald, good through ball. Boney, great job stepping up early and is able to secure that before the threat can come. Boney punts it high into the middle of the field. Good touch up ahead. Calandra was able to clear, though. Clevenger possesses in the middle. Gets through the first challenge. And McClellan's able to win it. Youngberg back to the ball. Connor Stewart over to Rush Stewart. Haley on the ball. That's number 10, Riley Hensley, possessing on the far side. Played down the far side. McDonald makes one touch and gets it back. Off target, though, possessed by Bevzuk. Calandro clears it to the far side. Stewart keeps it in. Challenged by Hampton. Stewart back to Schumacher to poke ahead. Haley will run under it. Just gets to the top of the box. And Brady Goodson, the keeper, is able to grab it and play it to the far side wide. Hensley on the ball. Hensley one touch up to Hampton. Rush Stewart challenges. McDonald to the ball as Youngberg comes back. McDonald plays it through. Down the far side. Youngberg loses his feet into the box. Played across. Dangerous play, still live. And Boney's able to get to it on the clear by Calandra. And Boney quickly rolls it out. Stewart over to Youngberg in the middle. To Schumacher with some space. Schumacher can't cleanly touch it and clears it wide as Haley's there to challenge.
Come on, Noah, fight him. There you go.
Hensley back to Hampton into the middle. Schumacher's there. Schumacher plays it through. Nobody on the other end, and Goodson's there to grab it. No answer from the... All right, we are back to the stream. Logan-Rogersville leading 4-0. I actually had a cool-down issue with the iPad. Just over 12 minutes left to play here in the first. Throwing for the Cougars. Zach Hunter throws it in. Clevenger plays it back to the middle. Sends it over to Rush Stewart. Stolen away by Connor Stewart in the middle of the field for the Wildcats. Schumacher gets the ball. Cuts it back. Plays it back to the back line for Hamlin. Hamlin to the far side. Back to Schumacher. Schumacher tries to leave it for Stewart, but off the mark. And throwing for the Wildcats. A couple subs coming in the game. Aiden Groven in on the top for McDonald. And Stanifer back in the game for Notham. Clevenger gets the deflection. Good play by McClellan as he sends it all the way through. Boney's there to receive it and plays it back out. Ball played to the far side. Off the mark and throwing for the Cougars. Hamlin came down for the throw-in. Schumacher tried to head it back to him, but out of play, throw-in for the Wildcats. Wildcats get to the corner. Youngberg comes over and clears it all the way into the woods. Throwing for the Wildcats. 10 minutes left to play here in the first. Ball to the middle. Calandro clears. Wildcats wide. Calandro's there. And Calandro sends it out of play for a throw-in. Aiden Groven over for the throw-in. He'll leave it for Standifer. Connor Stewart clips it back. Clevenger's there to clear. And another throw for the Wildcats. Ball played to the top of the box. That's Colin. Switch to the far side. 33, Noah Jones on the ball. Schumacher challenges back, is able to win it, and draws the foul. Free kick for the Cougars. Youngberg will come up to take it for the Cougars. Plays a driving ball into the middle. Beatty's there, goes through. Possessed by Standifer. Over to Hampton on the far side. Hampton will carry. Looks for the through ball. Youngberg's there, tries to get it clear. Plays it into the middle for Schumacher. Beatty tried to get it through and got stolen away. Kellen on the ball. Youngberg comes in and draws and causes the foul. Free kick, say 35 yards out.
Way to be strong, Carson!
Connor Stewart over the ball for the free kick. Two-man wall for the Cougars. Calandro and Clevenger on the wall.
Take a corner!
Played short to Malcolm Jones. Back to Stewart. Stewart fights through. Schumacher clears. Standifer on the ball. Over to Hensley. Clevenger comes in and dislodges. Back to the Wildcats. Beatty gets a touch to Clevenger. Ball deflected away off of last touch. The Cougars throw in for the Wildcats. And ref will pause action for subs to come in. 7 minutes left to play here in the first half. Wildcats leading 4-0. Clevenger tries the bicycle kick, takes the hard fall. And the ref blows the whistle, calling an indirect, dangerous play.
Go, Brady!
Goodson for the keeper for the Wildcats sends it in. Clevenger's there to head it in the air. And the ref will give it back on the foul up in the air. Youngberg will take the free kick. Driving ball to the far side. Malcolm Jones gets the header. And the Wildcats try to possess, stolen away by Schumacher in the middle. Schumacher carries, looking for someone to pass to. Plays it back to Hamlin. Hamlin up ahead to Stewart, stolen away by Hampton. Hampton to the far side, off the mark, out of play, and throw in for the Cougars. Wildcat steal on the throw in. Number 7, Bevzuk plays it in, and Boney's there to pick it up. Boney pops it high into the air. Stewart's over there and lets it go, throwing for the Wildcats. Beatty comes up to challenge the ball. That was Riley Hensley on the shimmy. Malcolm Jones back to Hensley. Hensley with a through ball into space for Bevzuk. Up ahead to Callan. Youngberg comes in and dislodges. And foul called outside the box. Free kick for the Wildcats.
Have a rip!
McDonald back in the game, set up on the ball. This is a direct kick.
Hey, have a rip! Rip it!
Two-man wall. Youngberg and Beatty on the wall. Shot on goal. Boney's there to deflect it, and Calandro clears.
I said keep!
Wildcat throw-in. Noah Jones is there for the throw-in. Into McDonald, headed high in the air. Beatty tries to clear it away. Goes to the far side. Another throw-in for the Wildcats. Cleared away again by the Cougars. Jones over again for the throw-in. Into his brother, I assume, Malcolm Jones. High into the air for Nato. Youngberg tries to clear. Still in trouble. Calandro up to Schumacher. Schumacher plays it wide to Stewart. Schumacher through to Stewart through to Schumacher. Schumacher plays it through with his left, and Goodson's right there in position at the top of the box to gather it up. Plays it wide to Hampton with his left foot up to Jones. Schumacher's there to pressure ball as Jones plays it back to the back line. That's Hensley on the ball. Hensley switching the field. Over to McClellan. Wide to the near side to Standenfer. Standenfer gets it through to Aiden Groven. Nato chases back, and out of play, goal kick for the Cougars. 2 minutes left to play here in the first.
Oh, it's a goal kick! I like goal kick on that.
Youngberg takes the goal kick for the Cougars up into the middle of the field. Standenfer first to touch. Calandro clears. And foul called on Clevenger on the in-air challenge. Free kick for the Wildcats. Goodson, the keeper, comes up to take the free kick.
Away from him, Noah.
Goodson driving ball. And keeper to keeper. Boney's able to track it down. Throws it wide to Stewart. Stewart can't control it. And the Wildcats will throw it in. Played into Malcolm Jones. Malcolm looking to turn. Schumacher's there to pressure ball. Malcolm across the middle to McDonald. McDonald plays it back to Jones. Jones switches the field to Groven. Nato comes in to challenge and clears it away, stays in play, and finally out of play, corner kick for the Wildcats. Just 20 seconds left here in the first.
Go Carson, 20 seconds.
Callan to take the corner kick. Low driving ball in. Wildcats first to touch, and Clevenger's able to clear, and that should wrap up the first half. That'll do it for the first half. After one, Wildcats leading 4-0. We'll take an audio break here and be back in 10 minutes for the start of the second half. All right, guys, we're underway for the second half. Ball punted up ahead, touched by Beatty. Clevenger fights for position and gets called for the foul. Free kick for the Wildcats. Goodson comes up for the Wildcats to take the free kick.
Lady Dangerous, ready?
Backspin ball to the far side, touched by Sue. Still in play. Nato crosses it, and handball is the call on the Wildcats. Free kick for the Cougars. Youngberg back to take the free kick. Backspin ball over to the near side. Good settle down by Hampton with his chest. Played back to Hampton on the near side. Gets a touch, gets the end line. Deflected by Youngberg, and Boney's able to gather it.
Good try, good try.
Boney punts it to the middle. Low ball. Touched by Stewart. Up ahead to McDonald. McDonald plays it through. Sue's there on the other end. Tries to settle it, and Calandro knocks it away. Corner kick for the Wildcats.
Be ready for the rebound.
Low ball sent in. Youngberg clears. And another corner kick upcoming. It's the freshman Finley Smith taking the corner for the Wildcats. Ball sent to the backside. McDonald's there with the header. And I believe that was a deflection off the Cougars, but goal scored for the Wildcats. (5-0) now the score. Noah Haley will restart play with the kickoff. Clevenger to the ball, plays it to the back line for Beatty. Beatty kicks it out of bounds, throwing for the Wildcats. Throwing down the near side. Ball out of bounds will stay a Wildcat ball. Good thrown into the box. Sue's there for it. Still loose. Boney tries to get on top of it, and offside flag, I believe, is up. And it will be a free kick for the Cougars. Not sure if it was a foul or an offside flag. He doesn't have his hand up, assuming it would be a foul. Youngberg plays it to the middle. Hampton with the header. Clevenger steps in and gets a touch. Smith makes the turn. Plays it wide. Hamlin tries to get a touch over to Hampton. Hampton's offside, though, and Cougars will get a free kick. Youngberg takes the kick. Driving ball to the far side. Into possession for Northam. Plays it down the far line. NATO's there. Up ahead, out of play. I believe it was Wildcats last to touch. NATO does the throw in. Into the middle for Schumacher. Whistle blown. And illegal throw is the call. Quickly in down the right side. Sue's there to receive and play it back. Smith in the middle. McDonald on the ball. Nothing, plays it back to number 10, Riley Hensley. Over to Hampton. Hampton wide to his brother. Down to the corner. And Hampton slides for the ball but can't get to it in time. Goal kick for the Cougars. Coach Wubinaw for the Wildcats in his 16th season. McDonald gets it to the top of the box, looking for a spot. Good job by the Cougars denying. Smith takes the shot, and Boney's there to receive it. Boney punts it high into the air. Connor Stewart with a header. Smith plays it back. Notham on the ball. Plays it wide, connecting to Stewart. Hunter there in pressure. Stolen away by Haley. Haley gets it right back to Notham into Smith. Smith looking for a play. Gives it to Sue in the middle of the field. Sue holds up play as he looks for McDonald on the run. Good connection pass. McDonald takes the shot. And good play by the Wildcats for the goal. You could see that setting up from a mile away. Good job by the Wildcats connecting on that play. Restart by Haley. McDonald to the top. Takes the shot with his left. Bouncing ball, and Boney's able to clean it up. Now the Wildcats are playing against the mercy rule instead of against the Cougars, trying to get to 8. 8 will end the game. Stewart heads it forward. Schumacher challenges on Smith. Smith looking for space, gets it back to Connor Stewart. Switch to the field over to Hampton. Hampton on the ball, cuts it back, looking to cross over Sue's head. Naylor's there to try to clear, can't get to it. Stewart on the ball, cleared away by Calandro. Back to Connor Stewart, his brother takes the shot, and Boney's there to gather it up. Boney punts it back to the middle of the field. Notham there to head it down. Connor Stewart on the ball. Stewart looking for an option. Over to his brother Dustin. Down the line to connect the pass. Looking for runners in the middle. Calandro's there in pressure. Stewart gets through, and Schumacher's there to help, and will send it out of bounds for a corner for the Wildcats. Finley Smith comes over to take the corner for the Wildcats, left-footed. Last corner was a connection to Stuart McDonald. Looking for it again. McDonald gets up over his head and out of play, throwing for the Cougars. Beatty comes over for the throw-in. Throws it in down the near side to Clevenger. Clevenger loses it to Sue. Sue into the box, and Youngberg's there to clear. Back to Connor Stewart. Stewart in possession, looking for space. Drops it back to number 10, Malcolm Jones. Jones plays it all the way across on a big switch. Dustin Stewart comes down for the ball and is trying to keep it in. Good job by Calandra shielding the ball, and goal kick for the Cougars. Youngberg up to the near side. Hampton up ahead to McDonald, stolen away by Beatty. Into Clevenger with some space. Clevenger tries to play it wide to Hampton, deflected away to Hamlin, and throw in for the Cougars. Beatty comes up to take the throw in down the line. Out of bounds. Another throw in for the Cougars. Beatty comes over for the throw in. Plays it into the middle for Youngberg. Bounces over. Sue's on the ball. Calandra chases back. Sue pushes him in the back and gets a chance. Gets to the ball, and Calandra's there to clear. Good threat by the Wildcats, but obvious foul that should have been called. And throw in for the Wildcats. Dropped all the way back to Goodson at the top of the box. Wildcats playing into space. Over to Hampton on the near side. Hampton plays it down the line to his brother. Hampton carries middle and leaves it for Connor Stewart. Stewart plays it back to the back line. That's Notham. Hensley back to Hampton on the near side. Hamlin gets a touch. Back to Hampton. Hampton tries to play it through. Beatty gets a touch, but right back to him. Clevenger steps in. Leaves it for Schumacher in the middle of the field. Schumacher cuts it back, looking for space. Gives it over to Zach Hunter on the far side. Hunter tries to play it into possession, stolen away by the Wildcats. Stewart on the ball with his left over to McDonald. McDonald switches it to Smith. Smith looking for a through ball to McDonald. McDonald connects but plays it back. And Haley's there to play it back to Youngberg, who clears it away, throw in for the Wildcats. Quick throw in down the far sideline. Fight for possession won by Dustin Stewart. Nato comes in and dislodges. Hunter plays it up to Haley. Sent back to the middle for Stewart. 1-2 to McDonald to Stewart. Sue gets back to the ball. McDonald at the top of the box with his left and sends it over the goal. Goal kick for the Cougars.
Keep pressure on him. Keep pressure on him.
Youngberg plays the goal kick up to Clevenger. Clevenger tries for the header over his head to chase Hampton. Hampton heads it back. Stewart pushes off, and Hampton into possession. Hampton into the middle for McDonald. Schumacher there. Good pass to Smith. Back to McDonald on the connection. Schumacher gets back to cover. McDonald back to Smith. Smith looking to switch the field. Nato steps in and dislodges, and Calandra clears. Haley with the good tackle at the top. Connor Stewart comes back and wins the challenge. And Connor will carry into possession for Hensley. Hensley up to McDonald, who plays it back to Hampton. Hampton will chase back as Hamlin comes back to pressure ball for the Cougars. Send in the middle. McDonald tries to touch up to Sue. Handball is the call, and free kick for the Cougars. Youngberg plays it out to Haley, headed up into the air by McClellan. Smith up to stolen away by Schumacher. Schumacher looking for space, gives it to Nato, back to Schumacher. Schumacher into the middle of the field, clips it through for Clevenger, stolen away by Hensley, into the middle for McDonald. McDonald with the through ball. Beatty's there, and he'll play it across to Nato. Nato receives with his back facing and drops it back, and foul's called. Free kick for the Cougars. Youngberg takes the free kick down the line, hits Coach Dogach in the nether region. That's what you call adding insult to injury. And 6 Wildcat players subbing in for Logan-Rogersville. Throw in on the far side. Ball off of Bevzuk and throw in for the Cougars. Landro down the line, up ahead to Haley, goes through. McClellan plays it back, all the way back to the keeper, Goodson. Goodson receives and plays it back to McClellan. McClellan up ahead, gets through. Turned by Callan. Nothing there and plays it back. Back in the middle for Callan. Callan looking to turn. Clevenger's there to challenge. Connor Stewart on the ball, back to Callan. Callan goes for the through ball, and Landro reads it, and will clear it out of bounds, throwing for the Wildcats. .24 minutes left to play, 6-0 the score. Throw in to the goal line, out of play, goal kick for the Cougars. Youngberg for the goal kick, plays it to the middle, backspin ball. Connor Stewart wins the header to McDonald. McDonald to number 7, Bevzuk. Back to McDonald. McDonald leaves it for Stewart, and Nato comes in and breaks it up. All the way upfield, Goodson out of the box, will play it with his feet. Plays it wide to Notham. Notham 1-2 connection with Aiden Groven, and disconnected throw-in for the Cougars. Edgar Nato down on the throw-in. Gets called for the throw-in violation on the jump. Got to keep his feet on the ground. And the Wildcats will take possession. Wildcats throwing down the far sideline. Bevzuk gets the touch and draws the foul. Free kick for the Wildcats. Connor Stewart over to take the free kick. Stewart will walk off as Goodson comes down to take it. Goodson plays the ball on the ground. Hunter's there to steal. Hunter looking for space. Tries to play it up to Schumacher. Clipped away by the Wildcats. Jones on the ball. Stewart comes up to challenge back to Connor Stewart from the Wildcats. Standiford drops it back to the back line for McClellan. McClellan looking for space. Plays it wide. That's Callan on the ball. Cuts it back to the middle. Stewart plays it through. And Calandro gets there first. Plays it out with his left. Throw in for the Wildcats. Stewart with the big throw into the box. First touch by Noah Jones. McDonald gets there first. Now looking to get to the end line. Gets into the box. Cuts across. Takes the shot. Bouncing ball. And sneaks through for the goal. (7-0) now the score. 21 minutes and 3 seconds left in the game, unless the mercy rule gets applied at 8-0. And that'll be a hydration break for the teams with just about half the time left. We will take a audio break and be back in a minute. All right, players returning to the field after the hydration break. We'll start with a kickoff for the Cougars after the last goal by McDonald. Kickoff restarts play. Beatty plays it right into the middle, stolen away by the Wildcats. Chased down the line. And throwing for the Cougars. Beatty's down for the throw-in. Plays it to the near sideline. Headed in. Calandra tries to clear, deflected by Bevzuk at the top of the box, tries to play it through to Groven. Groven gets on the other end. Boney with a good save, and Calandra was able to clear. Hamlin can't get the touch on the ball wide, out of bounds, Wildcats throw-in. Malcolm Jones over for the throw-in, plays it down the line. Noah Jones over for the touch, can't control it, out of bounds throw-in for the Cougars. Throwing up ahead by Clevenger. Header played back to Clevenger. Clevenger tries to get through, stolen away by Malcolm Jones. Malcolm on the run, into the middle, and ref's going to give a yellow card for that. Clevenger will have to sub off for the restart. I don't know if the Cougars have anyone to put in. All right, restart a play with a free kick by Brady Goodson. He plays it on goal and sneaks through, and that's in the goal. Oh, no, they're not. They're saying it's not in. Saved by Boney.
Good luck, Brady.
Boney punts it high into the air. Good settle by Standifer. Callan on the ball. 1-2 action, gets into the box. Youngberg chases back. Youngberg's first to get there. And off of Hayden Groven, goal kick for the Cougars. Youngberg into the middle. Ball gets through. Malcolm Jones chases back and plays it all the way back to his keeper, Goodson. Goodson settles and chips it up to the near side. Noah Jones can't receive it, and out of bounds throwing for the Cougars. Beatty takes the quick throw into the middle. Rush Stewart's there. Stolen away by Connor Stewart. Stewart carrying down the line. Beatty chases back. Youngberg challenges. Cut across with his left. And good attempt there by number 15, Marcus Serb. But can't put it in the goal, and out of bounds throwing for the Wildcats. Notham comes down to take the throw in. Ball played back to McClellan. McClellan finds a space, sends it in. Calandro, good job with his knee clearing it away. Schumacher comes in, wins the challenge. Schumacher with some space in front. Cuts it back to the middle, looking for Haley. Gives it to Rush Stewart. Stewart can't handle it, and stolen away by Malcolm Jones. Malcolm has some room up front. Youngberg challenging. Malcolm takes the shot, and Boney's there to corral it. Boney punts it high into the air near side. Header won by Jones. Youngberg clears it away. Haley with the heavy touch into the middle for Stewart. Stewart into Noah Jones. Jones tries to get to the end line but can't. And goal kick for the Cougars. Clevenger will sub back in the game. 17 minutes left to play. Ball played in the middle. Hunter gets to it. Back to Nato. Nato plays it through to Clevenger. Stolen away by the Wildcats. Nato back to the ball. Carrying the far side. Nato cuts it back into possession. Plays it through to Haley. Haley gets a touch and stolen away by McClellan. Played back to the keeper, Goodson. Wildcats disciplined on their build-out as they go back into possession. Schumacher comes in, gets a steal to Clevenger. Clevenger tries to set up the shot. Decides not to take it. Plays it over to Hamlin. Hamlin setting up the shot, takes it, and goes wide of the goal. Goal kick for the Wildcats. Goodson backspin ball into the near side. Goes over everybody. Beatty chases back. And out of play, Cougars throw in. Beatty throwing into the middle of the field. Clevenger gets the header up ahead. Back to Clevenger. Back to the ball with his chest. Receives it down. Cuts it through to Hamlin and cleared away by the Wildcats. Throw in for the Cougars. Beatty will come down for the throw in. Clevenger clears the space and leaves it for Schumacher. Schumacher receives, looks to go to the middle, takes the left shot, deflected by the Wildcats. Nato comes down to challenge. Groven on the ball. Groven plays it up ahead to 7 Bevzuk, and Calandro clears away for the Cougars throwing for the Wildcats. Throwing down the line, Calandro's there first and clears it away again. Notham over on the far side for the throw-in, plays it back to the back line. That's McClellan on the ball. McClellan looking to send it in. Calandro's there to win it. Clevenger to the ball. Clevenger plays it wide as Haley will chase. Standifer there on the ball, plays it back into the middle. That's Callan. Clevenger steps in and gets a touch. And cleared away by Notham, all the way up into Jones. Noah Jones can't bring it down, and out of bounds throw in for the Cougars. Beatty asking for someone to come back to receive it. Gets it to Hamlin. Hamlin with a good turn. Stolen away by Malcolm Jones and out of bounds. And throwing for the Wildcats. Throwing down the line, connected to Serb. Into the box. Youngberg's there. Youngberg flips it up over his head. Receives it with his chest. And plays it out of bounds, throwing for the Wildcats. Malcolm Jones on the throw-in. Plays it to Serb in the corner. Beatty's there first and clears it away. Connor Stewart for the throw-in for the Wildcats. He threw it all the way into the box last time. And it looks like they're setting up for that. Plays it all the way in. Calandro is there to clear it away. Into Callan's feet. Callan leaves it for Jones. Malcolm Jones finds space, looks for the shot. Schumacher's there to block, and he plays it back. Ball into the middle. Callan back to the ball, drops it back for number 29, Standifer. Standifer back to McClellan. McClellan looking to set up the shot. Schumacher's there in front. Clevenger steals up to Haley. Played back into space. And Jones gets it to Callan. Stewart on the ball. Stewart takes the shot. And Boney gets the save. Boney punts it high into the air. Headed back in. Schumacher heads it down over to Hunter. Hunter plays it forward. Stolen away by the Wildcats. Grove into the ball. Hunter challenging. Hunter gets the tackle and out of bounds. Throw in for the Cougars. Calandro comes over on the far side to take the throw in. Throws it down the line. Headed back in. Groven brings it down into the middle. Serb works back and gets it to Stewart. Stewart plays it through. Bevzuk to the ball on the corner. Bevzuk gets the corner turn, sends it across the box, and all the way through. Played back to Malcolm Jones. Malcolm sets it up, plays it in, and just over the head of Bevzuk. And goal kick. Youngberg will take the goal kick, plays it to the middle. Clevenger's there, uses his chest to bring it over to Hamlin. Hamlin carries wide and out of bounds. Malcolm Jones will take the throw in. Into the middle for Connor Stewart. Stewart turns. Schumacher comes back to chase. Malcolm Jones to the ball, plays it back. Standifer switching the field all the way across to Notham. Notham carries to take up space. All the way into the middle. Schumacher's there to challenge. Notham stays through. Gets it to Connor Stewart at the top of the box. Youngberg is there to defend. Over to Jones. Beatty shields him from the ball, and Boney's able to get to it. Roll out to Hamlin on the near side. Hamlin turns and receives it. Looks for the connection to Clevenger. It was there, but Malcolm Jones is able to get the steal. Schumacher steps in and is able to get his foot to it. Good job by Serb winning position. Serb takes the shot, and Boney's there to clean it up. Boney punts it away. Schumacher receives it in the middle. Back to Youngberg. Youngberg pokes it ahead. Malcolm Jones back into the middle. Schumacher with his chest. Beatty receives it. Connor Stewart back to the ball. Takes the shot from 35 and took a bad hop, and that will end it. That's the game, 8-0. Final score, Logan-Rogersville 8, College Heights 0. Tough game for the Cougars. Short 5 of their starters tonight. Logan-Rogersville put on a good show, good spacing, good movement of the ball, good attacking tactics as they showed us how it's done. We can get back to the drawing board next week as we'll be home on Tuesday for a matchup at 4:30 at Ozark Christian College. Hope to see you guys then.